I wanted to hop on here and talk about a really healthy habit that I'm sure a lot of people have, a lot of people practice, um, but and also a lot something that a lot of people that don't practice, could find a way to incorporate into their routine to not only bring them more health and more healthy rituals into their lives, but also give them an outlet to reflect on the other areas of their lives inside of a bubble. And the activity I'm talking about is the hobby of running. Right, I'm a really avid runner. Haven't really ran the past 2 or 3 months because of injury, but last year I had the chance to run in the New York City Marathon. Also had the opportunity to run in the New York City Half Marathon earlier last year. I want to say it was April 16th of last year. And I also did some stuff with the New York City Roadrunners, some smaller races across the city. But like I said, haven't really ran the past couple months due to injury. Also been traveling for vacation and for work, and just some other stuff which caused me really not to have time to be running like that, like I used to. Um, but today, I was feeling like I needed to step outside. I needed to change things up. So, one of the 2 mile run around the block, and after those 2 miles, when I went back home, I had this certain sensation and tingling in my brain. And runners, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And feel free to leave it in the comments down below what I'm talking about. But almost a feeling like you're Superman, right? You're a superhero, and there's nothing that can really stop you, right? And that powerful feeling stays with you well after the run. And as soon as that happened, I remembered how I felt when I stopped before I stopped running. I was in the best shape of my life. I was feeling good about my career at the time. Had a relationship or romantic situation with a woman, and things were going good at the time. And in retrospect, a lot of the things that fell by the wayside during and after that time coincided with when I stopped running. So, what does that say about the power of activity or a hobby like running, right? I think running is super valuable, not only for the physical, obvious physical benefits that any type of like physical activity will have, right? So, for example, running, right, you're increasing your heart rate, so it's good for your heart health. It's good for your core. It's good for your legs and your glutes and your knees and all those things that like we already know about. Um, I would argue the bigger and more underrated benefit of running is the benefits and the healing powers that it brings to your emotional and mental health, right? We live in this super kind of noisy, busy world where we feel like we always need to be connected to the machine. We always need to be connected to what's going on in, the adult world, right? So running gives you an outlet to disconnect from all of that noise. I would also say running gives you an opportunity to think about um, your other problems and other adult issues and other aspects of your life, whether it be relationship, whether it be your career, whether it be you're having a creative block or a lack of creative juice when it comes to your creative outlets or your creative passions. Running gives you an outlet, an opportunity to reflect on all of these different domains outside of their natural context. Um, and it's very powerful. It's very powerful because running is an activity that allows you to feel like Superman without the overhead and the responsibility that comes with being a superhero, right? Superman, he needs to go worry about, switching from his suit to his super suit, saving the village, saving the town, but also worry about the potential of being hit with like a kryptonite, for example. Whereas you can go on a run, feel like Superman, feel on top of the world, and go back home after a run and still feel like Superman, right? And I know that analogy kind of breaks when you really think about it under the hood, but I want to use that as an extended metaphor for being free and being in control, right? There's a lot of things in this world that we don't have control over, right? You could be working a retail job or a customer service or minimum wage job where you might not be getting paid too well. You might not feel like you're being valued at work. You might not feel like your job is giving you the liberties and the responsibilities that your skill set and your soul craves and feels like it deserves, right? But going back to the Superman example, right? You go on a run, right? And it frees you. It gives you the ability to feel like you're Superman, but also frees you from the reality that you're currently living, right? When you're running, when you have the music in your ear, right? If you're a rock guy, it could be Super Heaven. If you're a rap fan, it could be Nas or Jay-Z or Playboi Carti or Kendrick and Drake, right? Who won that one? It could be Beethoven. It could be some gothic music like what I'm listening to in the background right now. Point being, right, that's your world to save in that 10, 15 minute, 20 minute, 30 minute run. And no one can tell you anything about that, right? So it's 2025 right now. I want you guys to think of all of the habits and all of the things that you set forth for yourself this year. How much friction does it take for you to get to your goals in all of those different areas? And think of the benefit that adding a routine and a hobby and a habit like running can provide to all of your other goals, right? If you're able to commit in the next 21 days to running 1 mile a day for 21 days, because they say 21 days is when you build a habit, and that habit becomes permanent after 21 days. If you're able to commit to that for running, just think of all of the other more ambitious, more desirable things that you want to do in your life. And if you can be Superman for 21 days, you can do anything. You could be an entrepreneur. You can be a creative, right? You can create that art piece. You can be that. You can be. You can get that role for that movie. You can create that portfolio, whatever an artist does. I don't know, right? I work in tech. You can do all of those things, and a lot of the successful people that are entrepreneurs that have created stuff that we all look up to, believe it or not, have some aspect of high level physical performance in their routine that levels them and that keeps them organized and that keeps them disciplined, right? So think of that going into these next couple of weeks as we bring 2025 underway. The type of person you are now, be honest, right? Are you a disciplined person? Are you someone that has healthy outlets to harness your good energy, right? Are you spending your free time drawing and going on runs? Like good energies, good channels for your energy? Or are you going out and getting drunk, getting laid with random people, right? Getting in arguments, getting in bar fights, spending 4 hours on Netflix, brain rot, scrolling on TikTok, right? Or are you going on runs and doing other healthy stuff? So don't want to belabor the point, but end today off and start tomorrow off by going on 1 mile run. See how it makes you feel. Come back to this comment section and also recommend a friend to run, right? If you know someone that could use some good energy in your life, tell them to go out tomorrow and run a mile. Because why not? Talk to you guys soon. Bye.